and welcome to Smart Student Canada. This is the only channel that provides relevant and practical information to students who want to study in Canada. Minimum wages in Canada by province. What is the federal minimum wage? The federal minimum wage in Canada is now $15.55 per hour, as determined by the Consumer Price Index. Canadians working in federally regulated industries are subject to the federal minimum wage, which could be banks, federal crown corporations, postal services, etc. You'll get the higher rate if you work in a federally regulated industry where the provincial minimum pay is higher than the federal minimum wage. What is the minimum wage in Nunavut? Nunavut, Canada's largest territory, has the highest minimum wage in the country. It has the highest minimum salary in the table at $16 per hour, but it may not be enough to persuade someone to relocate to the snow-covered territory. There is a significant increase in the cost of items. Consider the difference between $7 for 3 bananas and $20 for 1 hamburger patty. Exception: trappers and others working in commercial fisheries are exempted from this minimum wage laws. Now we come up to the minimum wage in Yukon. Yukon's minimum wage is determined by a consumer price index. The rate was raised to $15.70 on April 1, 2022, which was a significant rise over the prior year. The minimum wage in Whitehorse was raised from $13.71 to $13.85 in 2021, signifying a 1% increase based on the 2020 Consumer Price Index. Now we come on to the minimum wage in British Columbia. After raising its minimum pay to $15.20 on June 1, 2021, the Western Coastal Province now has the highest minimum wage among the provinces. This was a $0.60 rise over the previous year. According to the British Columbia government, raising the minimum wage to $15 will benefit about 4 lakh people, or nearly 20% of all workers in the province. The majority of people feel that raising the minimum wage in BC is critical for coping the high cost of living, particularly in the lower mainland. According to a research conducted by the Fair Wages Commission, the average monthly pay for a minimum wage worker in British Columbia is $1,967. However, the average monthly cost of living is roughly $2,283, resulting in a $316 shortfall. Now let's see the minimum wage in the Northwest Territories. The minimum wage rate in the Northwest Territories, the largest of the 3 territories, increased significantly from $13.46 to $15.20 in September 2021, the first rise since 2018. According to the NWT government, the rate increase will achieve a balance between their pay and small business support. What is the minimum wage in Alberta? When the NDP was in power in Alberta in 2018, the minimum wage was raised to $15. Many people were surprised at the time because it was by far the highest minimum wage in the country. The opposition party at the same time, which is now the government, claimed that it would kill jobs and harm the economy. Surprisingly, until recently, that $15 minimum wage held the distinction of being the highest in the country. The bad news is that the $15 rate hasn't changed since 2018, which is pure news for some Albertans. And with a UCP government still opposed to the NDP's historic rate increase, it doesn't appear to be getting any help anytime soon. Now let's look at the minimum wage in Ontario. With a population of over 14 million people and a large number of workers earning minimum wage, Ontario is one of the most populous provinces in Canada. If the province boosts its pay by even a tiny percentage, it will have a significant impact on the province's economy, which already have the highest GDP in the country. Ontario, like many other jurisdictions, now bases its minimum wage on the Consumer Price Index. If the index rises, showing a rise in the cost of goods and services, the wage rate should rise as well. Cost in Ontario just increased to $15. What is the minimum wage in Prince Edward Island? With a minimum salary of $13.70, Prince Edward Island has the highest minimum pay in the Maritimes region. It is raised by the province every year depending on the Consumer Price Index. Although the minimum wage climbed by $0.70 from $13 in 2022 to $13 in 2021. It only increased by $0.15 from 2020 and 2021. What is the minimum wage in Quebec? In light of the current situation produced by COVID-19, it is critical to raise the minimum wage in a balanced and acceptable manner in order to minimize poverty while still providing an incentive to work. However, not everyone is delighted with the new hourly rate of $13.50. Some critics argue that it is still inefficient in light of escalating living costs and is unlikely to materially alter anyone's financial status. What is the minimum wage in Nova Scotia? Nova Scotia's minimum wage is somewhat lower than of Prince Edward Island at $13.35 per hour. The government has stated that the minimum hourly wage will be raised to $13.60 by the end of the year and to $15 by 2024. What is the minimum wage in Newfoundland and Labrador? With the new and the minimum wage of $13.20, Newfoundland sits exactly in the middle of Maritime's group, having increased to $0.45 in April 2022. What is the minimum wage in New Brunswick? With a minimum wage of $12.75, New Brunswick has the unenviable distinction of having the lowest in the Maritimes and the second lowest in the cold country, that is Canada. New Brunswick minimum wage will increase to $13.75 in October 2022.
If you want to know more about the percentage required to study in Canada or the fees required to study in Canada as an international student, visit our website. Kindly let us know the topics you would like us to cover in the following video, or if you have any queries. We will provide solution to all your questions in our next video. If you like this video or you want to keep watching similar videos, kindly subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications for a new video that we will be publishing on this channel. Also, let your friends and family members access helpful information by sharing this video. Best of luck and have an incredible journey.